it's not the greatest of theme songs, is it? It's really, really poor. I mean, the first bit of it, we are the Go-Go Titans and together we belong, does sound like the intro theme to a kid's show. Sure. But then even after that, like, Titans, fuss, and like all that bit, oh my god, it's so cringe. I'm sorry, but it is so cringe. It's awful. It's horrible. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And then Go Titans. Oh, man. Torture? Yeah. I mean, thank God they don't win very often, right? Thank God they don't win very often, because it is bad. It's very bad. It's not good. That was effing miserable. I agree, Ollie. I agree. It feels so American. It feels so American. I don't know what you're talking about, Lorenzo. I mean, Titans did beat Broncos and Manly. Yeah, they've come up with a couple of good wins, for sure. I think they're one of the better teams I've seen finish in second last, and that is probably where they are going to finish. But we've got a distant, last place finisher in the Dragons, I think. Queenslanders just don't get theme songs. I mean, the Broncos one's good. I think the Cowboys, well, one of the main Cowboys one is not good. The Cowboys one I use is good. Come on, the Cowboys. Come on, the Cowboys. That's good. Broncos is good. Fins is okay. But you know what I mean? I think someone asked, why am I so red? And honestly, valid question, and there is a good answer. So when I go out to a game in Canberra, here in middle of winter, I'm like, it's going to be so cold. Gloomy. That's the way Canberra tends to be. Yesterday was actually decently hot, beating down sun. So I just copped a lot of sun. And I look a little bit, I don't look as red as this, I feel. I think that maybe the green background is making me look a bit more red. I've tanned more than I've burned, for sure. But there's a little squidge of burn. So, rename Fox League to Fox East. Mate, like, Jared is on all the time as well. Jared, Luke Keary, Cooper Cronk, now James Tedesco. It's that, like, my 2018-19 fantasy is just there.
Just redeemed, changed the background color. Red PLS.
Okay, boss, if you say so. If that's what you want, I will oblige. Red it is. Although red doesn't come out super well during the day, unfortunately. Yeah. Green just looks nicer, doesn't it? Way nicer. I called it to Mum that you would get burned. Yeah, I mean, a little. Certainly a little. Petition to change Brisbane's theme to just be the Chelsea Dagger? Hopefully not, because I couldn't play it without getting copyright claimed. Watson says, so I feel with ref howlers. Feels like people saying the crime rate is up even though it's down, but as it's so talked about in media. Exactly that. Oh, for sure. And it will never not be like that. This is what people need to maybe understand a bit more. I say it all the time, and so you guys know it. So I'm preaching to preaching to the choir. Is that the phrase? Like, this will always be the case as long as it is the most profitable thing, as long as it's the most engaging thing, which it is. That's the way it will stay. They want to convince fans that the situation is worse than it is, that the referee is to blame. Has been the case for as long as sports media has existed in every sport. Just is the reality. Just is the reality. So, yeah. Thoughts on the alert test in a couple of weeks? I thought it was like tomorrow. Anyway. ¿Por qué los Dolphins tienen una canción tan horrible y the League tiene una afición increíble? Says Dean of Travel. Los Dolphins. I mean, Dolphins isn't how you would say Dolphins in Spanish. I don't have that bad a song. That tries to say, so why do the Dolphins have such a bad song? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. All we need now is the Ryan Madison flick pass clip played before every game. It's been too long since I've remembered that Ryan Madison did a flick pass in that game. That was so hot, so needless as well. In the backfield of the British school in the Netherlands, in the suburb of Roscote in The Hague, recreated that flick pass with one of my mates. who watched it. And we were trying to explain to a third mate what the flick pass was like. So we were just trying to do it. Oh, man. So needless. Just randomly aura farmed in a grand final. I kind of love it. Lorenzo says, I tipped Gold Coast. I feel achieved. You should feel achieved. That's a good tip. That's a very good tip. Brilliant from yourself. So looking at the poll that's up on YouTube. We've had 13 votes. 54% of you reckon Cowboys will win this game. I seem to be... My stream's kind of freezing a bit. Yeah, there we go. I'm a bit more up to date now. Not my stream, my broadcast. Oh, great. My fan is out of power. Hang on. One moment. Right. Am I tripping? I might be tripping. Where's the cable? Oh, there's the cable. I found the cable. You know the real thing? Imagine needing a fan in your room in Canberra in the middle of July. Mostly because I wear this suit in fairness. I've got this, I've got a shirt, and I've got a singlet underneath. Probably more the reason why, if I'm honest. Alright. Is this stream sponsored by 1X? No. Finns Cowboys. Let's get it underway, ladies and gentlemen. Controversial selections coming into this one. Let me tell you. Because someone got moved into the centers to replace Jake Averillo to beat it a fire onto the wing. That's fine. I got no issue. Not one bit. That is acceptable. No stress. We chillin'. However, the big red dog, Jake Clifford, has been fundamentally robbed, heisted, hoodwinked, bamboozled, and entirely, catastrophically cost a halfback jersey here. Well, or at least a 5'8" jersey. Tommy Dearden comes back into the side. Jason Purdue retains his spot in that 5'8". Should have moved to the centers. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Clifford moves on to the bench. John Finney-Anganofo comes onto the interchange as well for the Dolphins, as well as Ethan King, former Sydney Rooster, on the bench for the Cowboys. That is your team list for this game. I have my window open to make my room colder. My stepdad keeps the house way too warm. Well, I would have that, and I normally do have that. However, during the day, if I have the window open, the light would come through. And you would not see any red in the background, let alone this, red and grey anamorphous blob that you see. Amorphous or anamorphous? I think it's amorphous. My Pookie Bear Dearden is back. I don't even care. I mean, I'm happy for you, bruz. I'm happy for you, but winner of this takes a tremendous stop towards top 4 contention. The loser will be looking at a struggle. Well, not a struggle to make finals, but certainly more of a struggle than usual. The clock on NRL.com says this game's been going for 8 minutes. I'm glad that my clock says the right time on screen because it is directly tied to NRL.com. Okay, no, I've refreshed it. It's set to be correct. Bro, I live in Canberra. I'm in a shirt and shorts and I have the fan on. Really? I mean, it is kind of warmish, for sure. Adam G looks like Keir Starmer if you use that AI face enhancement thing. He has the same hair, for sure. Amorphous. Anamorphs is just a good-ass book series. Amorphous, then. Turn on every light in your room. Trust me, that's just not going to look good. It's not going to look good whatsoever. No Pepsi sips? Is that not on? I was wondering why no one had redeemed it. There's the kickoff. If you want to sync up with me, we are underway. No Pepsi Max sip is enabled, but we haven't had any. All right. Carry there from Cameron Molo. Cameron? I just call him Cameron Molo. Francis Molo. Where the hell did Cameron come from?
Lorenzo Theraborn just redeemed Pepsi Max sip.
I'm going to call him Cameron Molo from now on. My shoulder kind of hurts. So, out of dummy half there, good pass. It gets onto Connolly Lemuelu, one of the many former Cowboys in this Dolphins team, along with Fina-Fuaki, Tom Gilbert, and Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, to name a handful. Played there on the halfway line. Good opening set there for the Dolphins. High up in the air. Suncorp Stadium with a decent crowd there. Got to be honest, decent crowd for a Dolphins game. Hello, TMCRK. How you going? I don't know who to choose as Queensland 7 as a Queenslander and Roosters fan because Sammy kind of sold Game 3 compared to Game 1 and 2. I didn't carry it last year, but Sammy is my Pookie Bear. Yeah. Well, wants to get a run next year. Kind of depends, I guess, on his form to start next season. Anyone's form will matter. But it's tough. Sam Walker was man of the match in Game 2. Does he get dropped for a poor performance in Game 3? I don't know. Hey, Leaguie, a Manly season done? Definitely not. They're on a slide, and look, their draw from here on out, I highlighted it earlier, but it is that bad that I want to highlight it again. Kick there from Cowboys on the last. Their draw from now on, Sharks at home, Storm away in Perth, Dolphins at home, Knights away, Dragons at home, Warriors away. So they've got Warriors, Knights, Dolphins, Storm, and Sharks. Whew. That's not good. And they need to win a lot more of those than they lose, basically, from here on out to make the finals. All right, good run there from Jermaine Isako. Given that they currently sit 9-9, and they're in 9th, and the team that's sitting in 8th is 10-7, it's looking tough. It's looking tough. I'm just glad, though, that they're not going to make top 4, because I did predict them for the spoon, and when they were going to make top 4, it looked really bad. All right, pass there to find Herbie Farnworth. Will he get enough float away? He will. Tommy Flagler then with a good run. Dolphins, not afraid to throw it around tonight, as Andrew Ross says on Rugby League Live 3. Pass there from Nicarima. And Lemuelu will just die with that on the last, frankly, a little bit meekly. As a Storm fan, my hopes are medium-low and my expectations are low. Thoughts? Yeah, they should be. With all due love and respect to the Melbourne Stormers, I'm off the bandwagon now of saying that they're going to make the finals. I think it's too big an ask. Panther fan 1999 says, is Penrith season done? Yeah, honestly, would be a bit surprised if they made the finals from here. Don't think Finns will lose 66-0. In this game, no, I don't think they will lose 66-0. I don't. I blame Kieran Foran Chicken for Manly fall off. It was a good omen, was it? Have they won since then? Surely, right? Run from Harlem Luke, who's had an outstanding season there at the Cowboys. So good. I thought he'd have a year back of like maybe coming off the bench a little, then get into Australia again in 2027, but my God, he's hit it with some serious force. Serious force. Hamaso Tabuaifido up to the 20 there. We have to win 5 or 6 out of our last 7 to have a chance mathematically. Yeah, and I don't know what Melbourne's draw is, but I think the loss to the Roosters like almost put the nail in the coffin there. Casey's back. Hello, how you going? Good to see you. Pass there. I think it was from Brad Schneider. It was kind of forward and intercepted by Murray Talangi. Roosters have the longest final streak now. I'm proud of that. If Melbourne don't make it, I'm assuming is the call there. So 6 more there for the North Queensland Cowboys. Run from Jason Tamalolo. I don't know who I'm going for on this. Probably Finns. I did tip them, but I don't really care. I like these sides equally. All right, now in the hands of Poju. Dummies. Takes a tackle there. It's Flegler and Finafuiaki who did that tackle. Marnie to the right-hand side. Gets it to Tommy Din. Deep into the line and dummies and runs himself. Tackle there on the 4th. Rabbitohs, Bulldogs, Manly, by Panthers, Broncos, Sharks. Yeah, you ain't winning 5 or 6 out of those. Nah, you gotta. I think it's got to be 6 as well. I don't think 5 would be enough. You can't make the finals on an even record, I think. Marnie to find Dearden. Shot ball. Oh, no, he doesn't. He dummies. He dummies. And Tommy Dearden, the man whose hips don't lie, the man who is country strong, running into the line himself, does an arrow. And I tell you what, 5 minutes back from a long-term injury, he's carried his Cowboys to an early lead.
Come on, the Cowboys. Come on, the Cowboys.
There was a poor play from Brad Schneider to give the ball away up that part of the field, but you shouldn't be letting a 5'8" through, or a halfback or whatever, through like that on the last. I'm sorry, but just dummying little crash play. Poor tackle there from the back rower. Poor tackle. How good. Why no streams yesterday, Safa? I was out at the Raiders game yesterday. Raiders versus Souths and NRLW Roosters versus Raiders. So that's why. Cowboys going to be scary coming into finals. They're not a side you'd... I was going to say they're not a side you want to come up against. Frankly, of the top 8 teams, they wouldn't be at the top or bottom of my list. I think I'd be kind of okay with coming up against them. But yeah, they're a side that can go on a run of massive proportions. There is a world where they get top 4. The team currently sitting in 4th, Sharks, have an 11-6 record. Cowboys, if they win this, will have 11-7. Like, they'll be, with the bye included, they'll be on the same number of wins. There's this world where they get top 4, and it's been an outstanding season for them because the way that the year started for them, I was super low on them. I took them on a 4. What a kick from Scotty Drinkwater, by the way. Brilliant stuff. I thought they didn't have the forward pack to compete, and yet the guys like Jason Tamalolo, as I said, Harlem Leaguie, earlier I gave him a massive rap. They've done heaps good. Hello, Ninja. Good to see you. Raiders NRLW side definitely impressed the Roosters yesterday. Mate, I thought we were going to lose at various points throughout that game. Going into it, I was super comfortable. I was like, we're going to see a pretty casual, not casual, but, you know, pretty comfortable Roosters win. Raiders girls were great, and I think that there's a world where you can say they were hard done by. I don't think the wrong calls were made. I think the Frezard try was a try. But in a world where not a lot goes very differently, they win that game. And given how good the Roosters are and have been, that's a massive feather in the cap. Kalani says I tipped them 16th. Yeah, I wasn't quite that low. I think I tipped them 14th maybe. But yeah, I think I tipped Dragons second last. You know, if Roosters win the next 2 games and Panthers lose them, we move to first. Yeah, I don't think that's likely to happen. Roosters minor premiership is very, very outside chance, but Penrith have been on the slide a little bit lately. We'll see. NRL Soapbox is certainly of the opinion that they're luring the rest of the comp to a false sense of security, and they're set to go immediately. William says deer better than dog. Yes, deer is better than dog, but dog should be next to deer in the halves, not the purd. Nothing against the purd, but I reckon I'd be putting him at centre for sure. Hamaso Tabuaifido with it. With a good catch, and he gets it to the 10-metre line. Roosters were lucky, but we also lost on kicking. Zahara hasn't been the same since the hammy injury. Yeah, and we've got such a brilliant kicker in Jocelyn Kelleher. I speak so highly of Kelleher. I think she's a maybe not so much underrated player now because she plays, you know, in the starting halves in the Blues for Origin, but I think she's brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, Panther fan, we spoke about it in depth earlier, so I won't go into it again, but it's one of the most insane coincidences I've ever seen. They've made another error here, the Dolphins, near the halfway line, and the Cowboys have had a dream start to this game. They're going to get the ball back here. What's on the Hudson Young injury? What an awful, awful thing to have happened to the Raiders. Just as they're building momentum towards an unlikely finals push, their best player, as far as I'm concerned, goes down with an injury that will end his season. He's a real success story, Hudson Young. I talk about this a lot, but when he came in first, he was this live wire, a little bit off the cuff, but really a bit of a loose cannon. Hard to control, had a few outbursts, had a few bad moments. He's just refined it so much more. I love Hudson Young. Massive loss for the Kangaroos in the World Cup as well. So, yeah. Donna, I do remember you. I recognize your username. Run from Tamalolo there. Oh, yeah, Twitch title. Thank you for reminding me to change that. I forgot. Thank you for the reminder. Who did you tip for Spoon? Manly. Under the proviso they were going to be coached by Anthony Seapold, though, which looked good to start with. Oh, and Murray Talangi's just overrun that. To be honest, I think he would have been willing to touch anyway. But good sliding defense there from the Dolphins early on in this game to prevent it from getting out to a 12-0 lead. Yeah, Laybutt couldn't really do much else there. It was the rushing defense from Jermaine Isako, and Talangi was already out in front of him. Couldn't really do much there, unfortunately. If you could pick one team to win the Rugby League World Cup, who would it be? In terms of who I want to win? France. Definitely France. Who do you think will be the biggest team to miss finals? Let me have a little squiz at the ladder again. Balls come free again. Tavita Nafahu does recover that. Biggest team would be Storm or Broncos. They're huge clubs. I guess Storm would be like the biggest surprise in terms of missing finals. No, Broncos are the premiers. Both of them are equal in terms of how surprising it is that they're going to miss the finals. They're the grand finalists from last year. Herbie Farmworth isn't happy about something. Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing.
X3 Ninja 7767 just redeemed speed dealer Sunnies.
Speaking of speed, Hammer's got the ball and kind of threatened to break free there. Six more there for the Dolphins. Hell yeah, boys. All right. Are you happy that England not in the World Cup finals? Absolutely overjoyed. Now in the hands of Flegler. Nikarima on now to find Selwyn Throbo. He stays in the field of play. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Should have given it back inside to find Jameen Isako there. But anyway, good defense, North Queensland. So the game sort of settled a little bit here, I feel. It was great play there from the Hammer to break through that line. I remember Huddy gouging Pompey, which got him an 8-match ban. I thought he really hurt his career at the time with how good that Canberra forward pack was. He really turned a corner. He really did. And he's now a player who... Like, think of that, which is like proper grub behavior, to a player who I don't think Hudson Young would have many haters now. I don't think he would. I think he's pretty much universally liked. Crazy good. Penalty there to the Cowboys. It's really not been a good start from a Dolphins perspective. Yeah, he's turned it around heaps good. I will say, though, look, if there's a position where the Raiders could probably wear an injury, it's the back row. They've got Timmy Sasangi playing out in the centres. He could shift back there, although I think he's been good in the centres. Noah Martin's now back from injury. You got Zach Hosking, who's in and around there. They can move the likes of Jaden Brayley into the lock position, or even Dane Laurie was seen there. Morgan Smithies we've seen there. Like, there are so many options that they have to move players around. I think back row is a spot that they can probably cover. Probably. This guy looks like someone that loves to eat men's mud button. What is that? Oh, I know what that means. Well, that's a way to get perma-banned, isn't it? Bit of casual homophobia. It's not incorrect. I definitely do look like that. But no, unfortunately, that's going to be a perma-ban for yourself. I'll let you have an appeal, state your case. One more comment from yourself, and then we'll see if you get banned. I'm kind of curious. All right. Ball goes out to the left-hand side in the hands of Purdue. No, not Purdue. Labour, excuse me. Speaking of, where is Matty Nicholson? True. Good question. I think he's just out injured, but it's crazy how long he's been out for. Here come the Cowboys. Dearden with a kick behind. Oh, shelling peas. Shelling peas. Tom Dearden has it on an absolute rugby league string. He's followed the channel after saying that. What the hell? Tommy didn't anyway. My God.
Come on the Cowboys. Come on the Cowboys.
That doesn't count as your contribution, by the way. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear one sentence as to why I shouldn't perma-ban you right now. Tommy didn't, bro. What? How good is he? How actually good is he? It's crazy. He has come back for what, 2 months out? Minimum? It was pre-origin. And he's come up with a try to open the game and then a try assist beautifully there. Little 1-2. My God, that's so good. Heaps good. He's coming back, but going to be through Cup for a week or two. Ricky mentioned that. Matty Nicholson, that being, yeah. Fins down. They are well and truly down. Well and truly down. CBDK says, I just left the Manly and Titans game. Did you enjoy? It was a very good game. A very good game. What a kick Tommy did, bro. What a kick. Lorenzo's calling out Ivan, so he speaks. So I wanted to speak. If he doesn't speak in the next few minutes, I'll just... Oh my God, that's a terrible kick from Scotty Drinkwater. Holy, remains 10 points to nil. Damn. How are Finns blowing the finals this hard? They're still not. Like, they're comfortably ahead. Maybe not comfortably, but they are ahead of the 9th place team being the Sea Eagles. They're 9-9. Dolphins will be 10-8. Wow, they're not comfortably. I was like, they're 10-7, but no, they'll be 10-8 after this. Damn. It's not comfortable. It's really not comfortable. I don't think Ivan has anything to say that's beneficial to society. Yeah, no, WTF, I know, I can see what is named. Unfortunately, just came in immediately, You know what, actually? Is it homophobia? It is homophobia, for sure. But I'm like, you didn't say it was a bad thing that I look like I eat men's mud buttons. Never seen that word used before as well. That's kind of added to my vocabulary, so... I'd rather not explain what it is, though. I feel like, in the context of me saying it's homophobia, you can probably imagine, right? Now, I think Ivan is one of the proud members of the club who doesn't like the things I say, but also at the same time can't really dispute the things I say, and so just decides, you know what? I'm just going to insult him as a person. Tragic. All right, catch there. Oh, my God, that was a beautiful catch from the Dolphins. Is it going to be a penalty? No, it's not going to be. It looked a little bit rogue there, but anyway. Wait, what happened? Someone came in and said this bloke looks like he likes to eat men's mud buttons. And then followed me. That's the best bit. Oh, well. Soccer is down badly here. Breaking news, Ivan Milat has nothing to say that's beneficial to society. Shout out Ivan, by the way. I know who Ivan Milat is, like, obviously. Maybe not the most surprising thing, is it? Alright, I've had our 5 minutes of these. It's getting... In a room like this where it's actually quite bright compared to the way it normally is, it's really hard to see the screen when I've got those on. That's homophobia, right? It's certainly meant as homophobia, yes, for sure. But it's funny. I think I take that as meaning that I look like a pretty boy. I think that's a compliment in some ways. Definitely not meant as one though, so that's what matters. But I'll take it. Alright, Fita Fuyaki with it. Gets it out to Sawakoba, puts a kick inside to try and find the hammer. I think he's knocked it on into one of the Cowboys, unfortunately. I like the idea that he looks at my appearance and is immediately like, wow, that guy must have a lot of hanky-panky. Just immediately thinks of a sexual connotation. Maybe I'm not the one that's a little bit that way inclined. Alright. The thing about Young is he's got to make sure it doesn't affect his mental stuff. Raiders will be with him the entire time. Well, yeah, that's certainly one part of the equation. I don't think he's going to... Well, he'll struggle. I don't think it's going to beat him. But we do see often with Achilles, players lose a little bit of explosivity when coming back from it. It's a concern that a lot of people have for Xavier Coates. It's Dolphins ball here, by the way. They've got a full set in attack, so I'll finish this point. Watchalong's a very explosive player. Hopefully we see him get that back. That's going to be the real big battle. Marshall King to find Molo. Crash play on the second there. Played there. In the hands of Brad Schneider. Now to find Fine Fuyaki. He takes a tackle there. In the hands of Marshall King again. Another crash play to find Flegler. They are absolutely peppering that little bit.
CBDK04 just redeemed. Change the background color.
I will.
Blue.
Blue it will be. Blue it will be. Lemuelu with the hit up. So this will be the last now. Marshall King again in at dummy half. Short ball again. They just went the crash play. I've got to say, you know, the pass is a bit behind Molo. It was tough to take, but like, you know, 5 crash plays? Really? That's what they've got? I feel like Cameron Murray has recovered well from his Achilles. He has. It can certainly not be the end of the world. I think, again, like Hudson Young is probably a more explosive player than Cameron Murray. But, yeah, we'll see. That's the challenge. That's the challenge. Yeah, I'm the goat. He's banned. He's banned. Hello, Cola Glazer. Good to see ya. Alright, so 21 minutes left in this first half. Tamalolo there with a solid run. I tell you what, Cowboys have been like well on top. They deserve their lead massively there. The Dolphins having that full set in attack and not really throwing much at them compared to the wizardry that Tommy did and has displayed on the other end of the field. I think really is a testament as to how this game has gone so far. Kick up in the air. Cola Glaze, I'm not gonna mod you. I have said this before. Would appreciate it if you could maybe stop asking. We've got enough mods. Thank you very much, though. Penalty there, Dolphins. Can we get a giant arrow, Sally, from you for every try scored? I guess I can. I feel a bit weird about it personally. Maybe it's a bit performative. But yeah, maybe. No, I don't really want it. It's not my try, is it? You know that meme of like, bro thinks he's on the team? That's what it would be like. It would be, bro thinks he's on the team. Why is Tom Dearden number 22? So he was listed as jersey number 22 because he wasn't named in the starting side, but they then made a late change because they weren't sure if he was going to be match fit. He was deemed match fit, so he came in and is wearing jersey number 22. Cooper Cronk wore jersey 21, I think. No, it was it 24? Or 20? I'm thinking it was 23. 2018 NRL Grand Final. I think it was 23 because I remember it being the Michael Jordan number. Yeah, 23 Cooper Cronk wore. Crazy work. Alright, Cobbo. Breaks free there, gets the ball out to Jermaine Asako. He's got space in front of him. Does have to go back in field. Hello, Hosea. Thank you for watching all the way from Papua New Guinea. I hope your Dolphins can get a try here for you. It's the third, and they are on the attack. Within 20 now. Tackled there is Lemuelu. Alright. Now in the hands of Marshall King. Short ball there. Flegler. Mods can't hand out XP, I'm pretty sure. Colin Glazer. Schneider. Dummies. Oh, jeez, that's not the play. Schneider has had a poor start to this game. I will be honest. There was someone in the chat earlier, I can't remember who, but they said they were going to this game and they were very critical of Schneider. It's not the play on the last. Not the play on the last. Rex says I'm at a basketball comp and we conceded and this guy did the arrow celebration and we ended up winning. That's cool. That's cool. How do I get banned for life? Probably say something very racist, very sexist, or very homophobic, or just generally very insulting. I think that's how you get banned for life. You want to give it a go? I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it. Run there from Tommy Chester. Plays it quickly. He's had a good season in the centres, Chester. Marnie out of dummy half. Good run from the hooker. So this will be the last now. McIntyre's in at dummy half. Giving it to Tommy Dearden, who puts boot to ball around the little part of the field. It's a midfield bomb. Underneath it's Tavita Nafahu. Did you know I can turn off live chat if I want to? Really? Is that because you're a managing mod? Are you sure it's not just turn it off for you? I mean, I don't know. I hope you can't do that, but anyway. So, tackle there, someone Cobbo. Gilbert close to the halfway line here. This is the fourth. 17 and a half minutes left in this first half. On now, they're playing it nicely there to the side of Tavita Nafahu, who's got a bit of space around him. Again, though, oh, that's high contact. That's high contact. No. It's ruled okay. Immediate contact wasn't with the head. I don't mind that. Farnworth giving it to Schneider. Puts boot to ball. Hit late, potentially. I reckon that could be a penalty, though. And the ruling is still... Maybe it's advantage. Yeah, now they get a penalty. Yeah. Dangerous tackle. Fiends will get it back here. I could test it now if you want. I guess test it, sure. Scott says, also something against the Roosters get banned for life. No, certainly not. I think actually the opposite. I love having debates about the club I love. That's my thing. Anything I'm passionate about, I love defending it. So... Okay, I'm the goat. That is homophobic. It's not banned for life homophobic, but you know, it's homophobic. I can see that Rex was banned from the channel. What? Was he timed out or something? Or what did Rex say? I'm very curious. Jeez, the Dolphins are not on it. They are not on it. Oh, he said, thoughts on me not getting banned from here or Discord, so then they timed him out. That's pretty funny. I imagine he'll be back soon. On my chat, it says banned from channel. I'm like, I don't think that's true. Maybe just temporarily. Lorenzo says, something very racist, very sexist, homophobic, and something that is generally very insulting. Can't believe you would say that. I'm going to time you out. I've actually timed him out. That's really funny. You're not banned? I don't know. That's weird. Anyway, whatever. Thoughts on Freddie calling Tom Chester the molester live on Channel 9? I'd have done it. I've called him that before. I've called Herbert the pervert. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I think it was really, really funny. Really funny. Yo, remember me? I saw you and said hi at the end of the Raiders-Rabbitohs game yesterday. I think I do. Was it... yes. No, I do. Was it walking away from the ground? Walking up the path? I do remember you. If it's not you, I will probably still remember you. I'm just thinking of someone else. So... homophobic but not banned for life. Homophobic is a hilarious statement. But you know what I mean. The forced an error there, the Dolphins. Good stuff. How's the heat going in Canberra? I wouldn't know. I haven't gone outside in the last few hours. I've got blinds down, blanket over the blinds, another blanket over the blanket that's over the blanket over the blinds. Like, it's just, yeah. Yes, it was. There we go. See, I remember. I value my fans. Thank you for coming and saying hi. I appreciate it. Met a lot of people yesterday. A lot of really cool people. We had some chats about rugby league. I want to chat at Luella. I don't think she's here, but she was a real OG of the channel. I got to meet her for the first time yesterday, so super cool. Really enjoyed it. It was a really good day. Leaguie, my friend got beaten up by a bat. Want to hear the story? Is your friend perchance currently working as a hired goon for Two-Face, Penguin, Joker, Riddler, Harley Quinn, Firefly, Mr. Freeze, or any of the above? Alright. So on there to find Cody Nikorima. Nice movement from the 5'8" there. Get it out to Tavita Nafahu, who runs back diagonally infield. Continues there, tackled by Leaguie. Is a little bit forceful, but anyway, that's alright. 6 more there for Les Dolphins. I feel that there's a Dolphins try coming on here. I feel that they kind of deserve it. Yeah, let's not push the issue with the whole homophobia stuff, please. All right, back in field there to find Tommy Gilbert. We'll play it here. In fact, sorry, it's not Gilbert, it's Knowles. On the third, Plath. On for Schneider. Oh, rushing defense from Nene. They got numbers here if they can get the ball out wide, and they do. Isako is going to take him on. He's absolutely full-mooned. Is he into touch? I don't know if he was. Or is it a pass off the ground? That's why. It's a penalty to the Cowboys. Wowzers. We got hella cheeks. We got to see Jermaine's Isakos. Like, it was Jermaine Isasko, so to speak. My goodness. What a view Reed Marnie had. Anyway. I hate homophobia. Now, that's funny, William. Smith just like her. That's good from yourself. Hello, Unknown. How you going? Alright. Egg says, this is on his FIFA play career mode. All good things must come to an end. 2-1 to Bayern in the final. Now to decide if I go to Italy, Denmark, or stay for unfinished business in Romania. Also, Cows by 30. Cows by 30 is not looking too bad right now. It's Pisa, right, in Italy? You can't not go to Pisa. That just feels like outstanding vibes. Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing. Okay.
Catanellerberg just redeemed changed the background color. League Blau via Messi and I soccer bend.
That is hella Afrikaans. But yeah, sure. Light blue for Messi in the soccer final. If you had to swap out 3 Roosters players, who would you swap out and who would they be swapped for? As in, I can swap any players out and then sign any other players. I would swap out, I don't know, Junior Ponga, Della Salva'a, and Egan Butcher, perchance. Just thinking of the 3, fringy kind of players. And bring in Dathan Cleary, Payne Haas, and Reece Walsh. That's the play. Did you see KO Weeks got his cheeks out when he scored his second? KO cheeks? Absolutely I did. Absolutely I did. And unfortunately, I said KO cheeks at the time at the ground. And I feel that it was a piece of commentary that was wasted on those around me. Because that would have gone hella good on stream. That would have gone hella good. KO cheeks, missed opportunity. Alright, played there by Max Plath. Gets it to Schneider. Kicks from inside the 40. It's got a little bit of angle to it. Not enough, though, and Drinkwater's underneath it. Do you want some block words for the stream? We can do that. You can give some, like, you can say blocked words, or it's not really. Nah, it's okay. I don't think we have an issue with it at the moment. What about Tedesco? If you sign Walsh, no, I would sign Walsh and then keep him in the wings, and just be behind Tedesco. What about Walker if we sign Cleary? Same thing. I'd have Cleary as playing New South Wales Cup behind Sammy Walker for sure. I was thinking you would swap out players for the starting team, but I guess that works too. I'm sorry, it's the lawyer in me. I took advantage of the grey area. That's sort of what we do. Talangi to find Scott Drinkwater in the hands of. Oh, that's an obstruction for sure. McIntyre, and he surrendered. He surrendered, but it was too late at that point. Dolphins penalty. Can you sing the Spanish national anthem during halftime? I don't know what it is, so it's going to be unlikely, but I could try. I don't want to get the stream claimed. I was thinking I could try singing it, not knowing what the melody is and not having seen the lyrics before, but that could be kind of good. Could be good. Sam Walker or that Mauritius half? Oh, what's his name? Edmund Matter. Give me Edmund Matter every day of the week. Every day of the week. I'm the GOAT says, so one day my friend said the N word out loud when we were walking out late at night. He screamed it at this gang who was filled with black people, and he got beaten up and I ran away. I fought one. I don't know if you're telling the truth there. That doesn't sound true to me. But if it is true, my God, your friend is a stupid racist, because that is just not on. And probably deserved to get beaten up. So, yep. All right, Schneider. On now to find Plath. Dummies goes through himself. Yeah, that is how it works, Reckless Ollie. I mean, if you want to throw some in, you can, but don't get too tight with it. Again, I think I have set them up before. I have set up blocked words in my streams, and I think we've got it as an okay solution now. So, yeah. Hammer gets out to find someone. Cobbo on for Isako. He's going to back himself. What an effort for Jermaine Isako. Holy hell, he did not have much room to work with there. I said a Dolphins try was coming. They do deserve it. If he stayed in field here, what an absolute miracle. That's not it. I meant this. I was like, why is the Dolphin song not playing? Bang. Bang. Crazy work from Jermaine Isako there. How's he done that? Look at how he just keeps his foot in the field of play on every single one of these steps. How good is that? Oh, that's spectacular. That's spectacular. To get the Dolphins back within one try. Why were both wingers on the same side, or am I tripping? So, Cobbo was named on the wing initially. He's shifted over to the other side to play center in place of Jake Avarillo, with Tavita Nafahu lining up on the wing on the other side. Kat says, wow, Cowboys are not winning this game. Well, they are currently winning this game, and they could absolutely go on to continue to win this game. That is absolutely a possibility. Yeah, I'm the GOAT. I mean, if your friend is that racist, I obviously don't know them. Maybe they have other remarkably redeeming features, but I would maybe consider whether it could be potentially time to no longer have them be your friend, because I wouldn't want to associate with someone like that, that's for sure. Isako, after nailing the put down, nails the conversion, and it's a 4-point ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Rugby League at its best. That's what that was. That's what that was. What did I miss? Luda bought me cool merch from the Geek Market. You missed one of the great all-time Jermaine Isako put downs. He had no room to work with there. Did super well. Archer said, I tipped cows. This is a genuine 50-50 game, in my opinion. I think it's such an important game. And to have this be the final game of the round as well, normally the final game of the round is an absolute stinkfest, poo stinger, as I like to say. This is banging. Absolutely banging. Yeah, I mean, I'm the GOAT. That certainly doesn't make it better. It makes it worse. I think my point stands even more. Yeah. Is it surprising that we found out about the middle child last? No, but that's not really why you found out about him last. He's the least interested in rugby league, so that he didn't naturally come up. All right, Plath. On now to find Tommy Gilbert. What a put down that was from Jermaine Asako. Wow. Yeah, I'm the GOAT. I know. Your friend is a complete racist. You should not be their friend anymore, probably. Anyway. Dolphins put a kick in. It was caught on the 20 there by Scott Drinkwater. He gets up to the 30. Potentially a bit of high contact, but the ruling is no. Melbourne are winning the comp next year. Isako is the GOAT. He's very, very good, and he's going to be a great winger there at Melbourne. I'm very optimistic about him. I think he's a better winger than Will Warbrick. In terms of, like, Warbrick has a higher ceiling, for sure. Warbrick will give you a 9 out of 10 game. Isako won't necessarily, but he'll always be a 7. He'll always be a 7. Well, he's watched more Roosters games than you this year. I don't think he was telling... I don't know if he was telling the truth or not, but I don't think he has watched more Roosters games than me this year. I think he's certainly missed some. Because I have been in Sydney for some Roosters games. I don't think he's watched them all. The Dolphins, when... Wait... I'm going to read out this comment because that's really funny. The Dolphins, when many fireflies, you would not believe your eyes of 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep because they fill the open air and leave teardrops. Sorry, what was I saying? I like that because Fireflies is one of the rare modern songs that I love. I don't know what it is about that song. It takes me back to a different time where I was in primary school playing Minecraft on my iPad. It's just, that's what it is. And I saw a post on Reddit the other day, which is what is the worst song ever written? And there was some awful takes. There were a lot of songs there that are like great songs. One of which was Fireflies. I'm like, how is that the worst song ever written? Anyway, Farnworth catches it and has he scored? He might have. He's nodding. I don't think he's got it. No, he's claiming it, but no. No, I don't think he's got there. Like, I can understand how you might not think it's a good song. But in what world is Fireflies the worst song of all time? That is crazy. In a world where Dance Monkey exists. Anyway. I don't think there's an issue with the catch. I just don't think Herbie has got there. That's the thing. I think it just got overplayed. Sure, but worst song of all time? Really? Run from Herbie Farnworth. Holds it up. Holds it up. Holds it up. Hasn't got there. The camera is not low enough. I don't know. I hope it's the way they've organized that overlay. But on that look, the camera is not low enough. Literally. Yep, Lily, I think it is Dominic Young, the hottest NRL player. Dom Young. I don't think they're going to have an angle to confirm it. 17-year-old song is modern for your standards? Is it really 17 years old? That's crazy. Anything this century is modern by my standards, yes. I like almost exclusively 20th century music. I don't think there's conclusive evidence to overturn this. Worst song of all time is the same hyperbole as rigged or robbed. Yeah. One person said that 2 worst songs of all time were The Night Chicago Died by Paper Lace and Billy Don't Be a Hero by also Paper Lace? I think. And I'm like, I don't know if anyone here would know those songs anyway, but my dad, the songs that mean a lot to me, my dad used to sing them to me when I was falling asleep. So I'm biased towards them, but they're songs that deal with like themes of love, relationships, death, deep, meaningful lyrics. The music's nothing remarkable, but it's about, you know, not knowing whether your father's going to come home. Young boys going off to war, giving their lives away to fight battles that have nothing to do with them and the people that they leave behind. How can this person think that's the worst song of all time in a world where Dance Monkey exists? Anyway. I think that might be the ball on the line. Kalani agrees. I think that's ball on the line. But I don't mind the decision to overturn it. To not overturn it. I think they needed slightly more there. I think they needed slightly more. So no try Dolphins. No try Dolphins. Watson knows a song. Billy Don't Be a Hero. It's a great song. Or at least, okay, I won't even put the bar there. It is a fine song. It's an acceptable song. The worst song of all time is Cupid by 50/50. I would sink multiple countries to stop that one existing. I have not heard that, so I can't say. Gummy Bear song is second. Yeah, that's not a good one. What's your favorite song from before the 20th century? Morning Glory by Oasis. That's my outro music. But the greatest song ever written is Let It Be by the Beatles. What the hell happened to the score? There we go. All right, on to find Cohen Hess now. Cowboys with it. Less than 5 minutes ago in this first half. I think I pressed Z to take, because it's no try, to take a try off the board, but then it wasn't. I didn't put it on the board in the first place, so yes. Reckless Ollie says, I think that's on the line, however, is there conclusive evidence? I kind of agree with that. You hit no try and it took away 4 points. That would be what happened there. Cupid is I'm so lonely and I wish I found a lover that could hold me song or hold me. I don't think I know. I mean, not from the lyric. Is it lonely? I'm so lonely. Oh, sorry. I've got it wrong, William. Morning Glory by Oasis is not before the 20th century. I thought you meant 21st century. Before 20th century, Eine kleine Nachtmusik by Mozart. I don't mind that. Okay. Schneider. Now to find Nicarima. Oh, he had an option there through Farnworth. Didn't go with him. The hammer with it. Gets away from Tommy Chester. But Chester comes back at him. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to read that out. Just like it feels. I mean, sure. Okay. But it is what it is. Plath in at dummy half here. So 3.5 minutes to go. It's going to be played there by Connolly Lemuelu. Kurt Donahue. I would love Dolphins to score here in the corner, not convert. We have 10 all going into the second half. Evie says, greatest song of all time, My Way by Franklin Sinatra. I've never seen Sinatra spelled like that. It's a song I used in my most recent video, actually. My most recent reel. Schneider does take a tackle there. Watch Cowboys fans blow up saying, well, we got a penalty against us for that earlier. All right. Short ball, Donahue. Kofusi! Big boy season. Big boy season. Vin Diesel. Man, that's good. Felice. Kofusi felices the Cowboys. Big boy season it is. Big boy season it is. That's a very good song, EB. My Way by Frank Sinatra. I don't agree that it's the best song ever. I think it would be maybe in my top 50. But that's not a bad call. I can see why you'd make that argument. Kofusi scores against his brother's team. His brother's team? Who's Felice Kofusi's brother? Pass probably forward, to be honest, but we take those. I'd want to have another look. It didn't stand out as forward to me initially. Worst song of all time is Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. If anyone says anything else, they're just objectively wrong. Okay. I won't push back against that. It's not a song I like. And it annoys me so much because I don't mind the song Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie, because as a lover of old artists, it's like one of the only songs where two incredibly good old artists actually collide with one another. So I like it from that perspective. Isako kicks the Dolphins into the lead. But I hate when you hear that bass line, bum 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 bum, and it's people are like Ice Ice Baby, and I'm like, no, kill yourselves. Come on. Patrick Kofusi. Does Patrick Kofusi currently play for the Cowboys? Low-key, worst song of all time might just be Fiend. Fiend is a terrible song. Like, I said this so much with rap music, right? You've stripped away all the music. You stripped away all the instrumentation. It's pretty much all gone. You got a bass line, a drum beat, whatever. All you have is the lyrics, right? So the lyrics have to be good. They're the only thing that's carrying the song. So all you've got is them to go off, and yet you have a song like that, which the lyrics is a word that isn't real, repeated multiple times. Like, what? Come on. Obviously, I want to clarify, I don't actually want people to kill themselves. Just, you know, controversial statement, but suicide's not a good thing. Not a good thing. Please don't do that. I retract my statement. I meant it in a comedic way. Plath with a good run there at the dummy half. Isako now. To the left-hand side. Schneider puts it high up in the air. Underneath it's going to be Herbie knocked forward, I think. Is Bohemian Rhapsody overrated in terms of the GOAT song? Yeah, I think I would say that it is, but it's a really brilliant song. It's in my top 10 songs of all time, but I think it's kind of has become the go-to answer, and I don't think it is the answer, and so therefore it must be overrated. You know? Yeah, I hope you were, Reckless Ollie. I obviously hope you were. All right, 6 seconds left in this first half. We're in the last couple of plays. Marnie's getting amongst it. Fleece brothers, Patrick and Antonio. I do remember Patrick Kafusi, and I do remember, I think, Antonio Kafusi. So. Oh, no! The Donahue! On the verge of halftime. It's a penalty. It's a penalty, Cowboys. It's a penalty, Cowboys. He loved it. He's still... Nah, it's up in the air. Damn. He's not happy about it. Challenge, perchance? Marker not square. It's worth... is it worth a challenge? It might be worth a challenge. Maybe they can't challenge it. Yeah, oh, he was nowhere near square. Nowhere near square. Wouldn't have been a try anyway. Would have been a mutual infringement. No try. That's hilarious. Let's see what the Cowboys can do here. Dearden on to find Purdue. Puts a kick in. No one's going to get that. Nah, one's going to get that. The hammer takes a tackle there. So 12 points to 10 it is at halftime. Wow. What a first half. That was brilliant from so many different perspectives, so many different angles. Yeah, the Cowboys go out to a very early lead. Tommy Dearden, ball on a string. The Dolphins just gradually work their way back into it. They look bad in attack to start with, but what a try it was to Jermaine Isako. And then Finn Diesel off a short ball. You love to see it. So, really, really cool. Love that. I'm going to disappear for but a second. You're going to get a little bit of chair content. We'll be back in a sec. Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing.
Lorenzo Theraborn just redeemed Pepsi Max Sip.
I'm going to stop saying that, by the way. I apologize. I shouldn't have said. No, kill yourselves. Let's not. Like, I know... I think, obviously, you know that it's not a serious comment. But, it's not... There's other jokes that I can make there that I should say instead. No, get stuffed, that type of thing. So, yeah, I apologize. And I know that it could be something for people that... doesn't hold at all a comedic theme to it, so I can't really justify saying it. I do apologize for it, and I know, like, with streams like this, I've been talking for the last 3.5 hours, continuous stream of thought. Not a good thing for me to have said. You're gonna make mistakes, and that was one. So I apologize. I was trying to be funny. It had good intentions. Yep. Chico says, hey, I'm sorry, but what's the difference between ref bashing and criticism? That's a really great question. Thank you for asking it. The difference is, criticism, I think, it's not not so much a definitional thing, but it's sort of the intent. Criticism, I think, is something where you're pointing out a problem that can be fixed. It's also where you will criticize, say, the decision. You say, that's the wrong call. Saying, ref should be better. That's criticism. Ref bashing is when you go after the person, saying the ref is the reason we lost, saying the ref is biased, saying the ref has rigged the game, saying the ref, was wearing a Roosters jersey under his shirt, saying the ref is a wanker, saying all this stuff, which is, you see a lot of. Oh, the ref is a cheat. You see so much of. So, yeah, that's very much ref bashing, and certainly there's comments that blur the line between them, and I'm not a supreme authority on it. That's just sort of my interpretation of those two terms. But I think respect is really the key thing between those two, the key difference. What's the difference between the best team of all time and the Roosters? Because I can't find any differences. Brah, this is for you. Lily gets it. Lily gets it. Chica says, yeah, I would just say let the bunker overturn ref's decision if they find out they made the wrong one. Yeah, I mean, you could do that in try scoring situations, that's for sure. That's what we do. We streamed the NRLW game. Channel 9 earlier advertised it as Knights versus Dolphins, but that's not who is playing because NRLW don't have Dolphins. That's true. I can't stream the game after this. So, for those of you who don't know, and none of you would know because I haven't told anyone, today is move-in day here at ANU. And so, as my role as a senior residential mentor, I'm obliged to be downstairs in reception, helping residents check in and showing them around the building. So I've received basically an exemption from the general expectation that I'm down there for these 4 hours, for this window. So literally at 6 p.m, I need to be back downstairs. So if this game goes into golden point, I'm a little bit screwed. I'll be honest. It'll be fine, but yeah. The expectation is that I'm downstairs, so I need to go straight down once I get there. What background music do you use? So there's a brilliant website called ChillHop. They're more than a website. They're a music licensing company where they have a whole backlog of free music. It's available on Spotify, and you can use it completely free as long as you have a credit link in the description of your videos, which I do. If you check now, go into the description of this live stream on either Twitch or YouTube, you will see a link to the ChillHop website. It's a brilliant price to pay. Like I one link and I get access to all this free music. Yeah, so yeah. Will you stream Spain and Argentina? Nah, I don't do streams of other sports. It feels weird to do so. I know I've said I'm a senior residential mentor on stream before, but I don't think I've said that I'm doing that today. So, yeah. Was there anything else? I'm trying to see. I thought there was something else that I was going to reply to, but anyway. Whatever is what it is. That's a brilliant first half. On the poll, 62% of you reckon Dolphins will win, and I think that's about right. Is coach bashing a problem as well? Not as much. Not as much. I think it certainly can be a problem. It is like, okay, so let's say, I don't want to necessarily mention him again, but it's appropriate here. The go-to case study is Jean-Claude Bittard and Shane Flanagan, right? My stance on that is determined by what's good for the game of rugby league. And that wasn't really good for the game of rugby league, in my opinion. I think people got engaged, maybe, who wouldn't have otherwise been engaged, but I don't think it was engaged in a good way. But it doesn't make the content invalid or whatever, and JC has every right to make that content. I wouldn't personally make it, but that's fine. And he's a really lovely person. I really, really like him behind the scenes. We've interacted quite a few times. But the thing that I think is distinct between coach bashing and ref bashing is that coaches know... Well, coaches aren't literally the most persecuted people in the Premiership, right? After every single game, the referees cop it. Pretty much no matter what, especially right now. Coaches don't. They'll, you'll have fans saying, oh, the coach doesn't know what they're doing after a streak of losses or whatever. But it's certainly not the case that after every single game, fan bases of either team that's playing have a go at their respective coaches. That's not the case. So, problem, but certainly not as big a problem. I also think, like, there's a bit of... When I talk about solutions, like, okay, you can tactically disagree with the coach, sure, and you can say that the coach should be sacked. I remember throughout a lot of this year saying Laurie Daly should be sacked from the New South Wales Blues coaching role, and I still think he should. But that's because there's a solution out there. There's coaches who I think are better equipped to fill that role or deserve an opportunity to. With refereeing, that's not the case. These people do not know of referees out there in the wild that are better suited to the role. So, yeah. How long has it been since you've gone to a class? Well, we've been on break for about a month and a half. So, that long. But you did make it that short a few months ago. Made what? Kalani says, I've always felt like people calling for people to lose their jobs is kind of weird, even though I've done it occasionally myself. Yeah, I don't feel it quite that badly. I think that it's a little bit of a thing that, I think I think coaching criticism is valid, and I think that paying fans and members and stuff have a right to say that the coach should be sacked. I think that's okay. Obviously, like I said before, you have to go about it with respect. And I never said, okay, I joked about deporting Laurie Daly. That's obviously not a genuine thing. Some people disingenuously wanted to take it seriously. Sure, okay, you're going to have people being dickheads about it. But obviously, I don't think he should be deported. Someone was genuinely like, you're calling for the deportation of an Australian citizen. No, I'm not. Anyway. But yeah, that's one thing. But when you have a group of people that are vilified to the extent the referees are, I think that's another. Every referee cops it, not every coach cops it. Coach bashing as a coach, not a person, is mostly deserved if they aren't a good coach. I mean, yeah, again, I don't know what we're defining as bashing and what we're defining as criticism in that sense. If we go to my definition when it comes to refereeing, if respect is the difference there, then I think you should still do it with respect. Dickhead's not a swear word. Who's a player you think will debut in rep sport at the World Cup this year? Really interesting question. I don't know off the top of my head exactly who has and hasn't played international fixtures. Toya obviously has played for Queensland and Tonga, so not him. Sonny Luke, I think, has played for Tonga before. I think he'd be in with a shout. Who's come through this year as like a young hotshot? Any Kangaroos, perchance? I don't know. There's not really many people coming to mind. I'm going to be honest. Sorry, I'm on the spot. Dad Bay says, hey, Leaguie, I was that guy you met at Roosters Raiders NRLW. I just want to thank you for being such a legend and an absolute gentleman. Thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate you saying that. No, it was a great day. Very, very fun game. And were you the one who was with your dad? Or given that the account name is Dad1984, maybe you were the dad, or you could have been someone else. I met a couple of people, but I think I know who you're referring to. Yeah, I met so many people at the footy yesterday that were great. And I remember, like, this time last year, I would have gone and been recognised maybe once. Yesterday was 7 or so times, so it was incredible. Halasima could definitely be a shout. Yep. Willison, has he not played for Cook Islands before? Dick is not a swear word, at least by my definition pandemically, so... Joey Walsh, I mean, he won't play for Kangaroos, so, yeah. Hey, Leaguie, I'm that guy who you've never met, even though I've been watching you for years. Storm on top, you've spanned before, I'm pretty sure. What a shame. What a tragic, tragic shame. Unfortunate, isn't it? Unfortunate. I had to get timed out. Why do I keep getting ads for literally dog poo? Why is YouTube trying to sell me dog poo? What the hell? Is it the one that they played on the footy? It's about pet food, right? Well, listen, hasn't played for the Cook Islands yet. Really? Well, then definitely him. Definitely him. I am the son from the father-son duo. Ah, okay. Just you took it really well and wasn't weirded out at all. No, bro. I love doing this. I really love doing this. And I think it's so cool and flattering and humbling that someone can come up and want to talk to me. I'm just a dude, you know? So, no, Rex, right? Was your name. I appreciate that very much from you. thank you very much for coming and saying hi. I know it's like also not the easiest thing. You can be a bit nervous, and I've certainly in the past been nervous to come up and talk to people who I, enjoy their content. So thank you for it. It made me a lot happier. So, yep. All right. Yeah, please don't spam people. I mean, I think that you know how to do that, but anyway, it is what it is. I can't remember what I was saying before. Oh, yeah, the coach bashing. Yeah. Wait, has Tino switched to Samoa? Because I saw media saying he was thinking about it. Nothing's been confirmed yet. I certainly hope he does. But anyway, I get the feeling it kind of won't happen, but I'm not sure. EB says, I wouldn't play for Tonga if I knew how they would treat me when I get a concussion. Okay, yeah. One specific incident that was not good, but the issue wasn't with the Tongan Rugby League Federation there. It was sort of with the processes. We've got good processes in the game, but that was certainly not a good moment for them. He passed 2 HIAs. So, you should get the stream rules up for real. Well, yeah, I mean, I can. But, are they not kind of obvious? Oh, I don't know. Do I still have them here? I thought I had them here. No, I don't have them here. That's weird. My bad. Well, they're on my computer somewhere, but anyway. The rules were just don't spam, don't say read my above comment, and be a good person. So kind of like that. One rule that we have temporarily, actually I'm not even going to mention it because it's not going to help me, about Formula 1. I don't know the results of qualifying, please don't spoil them for me. Thank you. Bunny's going to make the run, you just wait, boys. Well, yesterday certainly didn't help Pardew, unfortunately. Bro, why did the Dolphins play Hey Jude when they run out at halftime? This happened last week as well. Is there a link between Hey Jude and the Dolphins? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Don't Spoil the F1 was the last one, because there's not always F1 to spoil. There was a third one, though. Dean says, I'm back. What did I miss? I'm gonna be real. I don't know when you left. Was it when you donated your last bit and you made that joke? You missed a brilliant Jermaine Asako tribe, going to assume. Rabbitohs draw from here on out is Storm, Sharks, Eels, Dogs, Wars, Titans, Roosters. They're sitting in 6th. I don't know. What's their record? 9-8. Given that they're level on wins, they're 6th and they're level on wins with 9th. They've got 2 sides on 10 wins below them. Not sure about that one. I think the NRL got Marky Mark to sign a contract so he can play at the World Cup. He should play for Fiji since he's eligible. I don't think that has happened. I know that there was talk about it, and it might happen, but I don't think that that's been confirmed, certainly. So 12 points to 10 it is. We are well and truly underway in the second half. Isako does recover the ball, not confidently there, but anyway, a minute gone. Reckless Ollie says, I did a quick ladder predictor and we were 8th. How biased towards South Sydney were you? It's not the hardest draw going home, but you know what? It could genuinely be determined by whether they beat the Storm next week. And they smashed the Storm earlier in the season. Maybe if they lose that could be the thing that changes it. Pardew says, let me dream, lol. Sorry, I don't mean to rain on your parade, so to speak. My bad. My apologies. All right, knock down their Cowboys, so it's 6-1 here for Le Fins. He said he chose Japan Rugby. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. Lad earlier said, just joined your Discord. Thank you so much. Welcome aboard. It's a really good spot. We've got a great community there in Discord. So if you have Discord and you haven't already joined, link is in my description. In the description of this video. All right. Cody Nicarima plays it there. Lemuelu with it. On to find Tommy Gilbert. Tom Gilbert, as they would say. Now in the hands of Plath. This is the third. They're halfway through the set. Well and truly on the attack. Schneider dummies goes himself. I'm not sure about his decision-making so far in this game, but anyway, is what it is. Donahue, back to find Nicarima. Short ball to find Lemuelu. It's going to be a penalty. Fins here. Offside, though, is the call. No, it's not. I just echoed the commentary, and it's in fact high contact. I don't think there's a temptation to take the 2. Certainly not from me. You don't go from 2 to 4. You go from 6 to 8, but not 2 to 4. You go from 0 to 2 as well. It was W versus Storm, loss versus Sharks, win versus... I've just... Okay, right here. Win against Storm, loss against Sharks, win against Eels, win against Dogs, loss against Wars, win against Titans, loss against Roosters. I think that's very reasonable. I think that's very, very reasonable. The key ones there being the Storm and Dogs games, which I think are more 50-50. But we'll see. Who do you think has the best try celebration, not including the Jai Arrow Sellies? Good question. Let me have a think about that. The Hammer's very... You know what? I know he's the player that's just got the ball, but the Hammer one where he does that, like, super good. The fact that it represents the, the totem is so cool. Gilbert with it. Takes a tackle there, 10 meters out. There's some great try celebrations in the league, though. All right, Schneider, short ball there. Tackle there, spinner for Miyaki. He's claiming some high contact. He's not going to get it. This is the last. Pyth goes to the short side. The Hammer gets a cutout pass. Oh, that's beautiful. That is as good as you'll see. Asako's hurt his shoulder, but my goodness, that's good from the Hammer. How good is that? He seems all right, Jermaine. He was holding the shoulder a bit more. The double pump from the Hammer. Talangi's just rushed up. That's not pretty for Murray. That's not pretty for Murray Talangi. And Isako, what a put down that is. Wow, what a put down that is. Look at that pass. And then Isako. What a put down that is. He's so good, Jermaine Isako. He's so good. 16 points is 10 kicks to come. Reckless Ollie says we beat both those sides earlier in the year. Yeah, I mean, look, I think they were different sides earlier in the year. That's the operative thing. But you can... I'm not going to... I don't think I'm tipping again. Maybe I would tip against South next week. I don't know. I need to look at the teams, but certainly not a sure thing. But then again, you've given losses as well to sides like, against sides like the Sharks and such. Could also well and truly be, say that final round against the Roosters, right? Let's say there's a world where Roosters have secured a home final by that point. Not likely, but could happen. Let's say we're not going to win the minor premiership. We've secured a home final. Absolutely a world where we rest a lot of players for that final game. That could be a free win. So, yeah. All right. So Isako to convert his own try here and extend the Dolphins' lead to 8. He's still holding that shoulder. I mean, surely you can't kick it on the bad side from the sideline when you've got a shoulder that's all out of whack. Oh my God, is that good? That's one of the most impressive conversions I have ever seen. Because not only is it from the position that is just not his good side, and he's such a swinger as well. It's hard to swing that way. It's so likely to go across the face. But with his shoulder being out of whack, you would just think that that's all that's on his mind. And yet, bang. That's so good. So good. Look at that. He's still holding it. I don't think he can stay on. Surely, he's still holding that shoulder. He's in some serious discomfort here. I don't know. I don't think Roosters would ever rest against Souths. We would. We have. The same situation played out in the 2019 final round of the season, where we had already secured our position. It was round 25. We played against the South Sydney Rabbitohs at Accor Stadium. It was like, we still named a decently strong side, but for example, we had Drew Hutchison in at 5'8". We had... Oh no, Verrill was also starting half at that point. It was like a good team, but we rested a lot of guys, for sure. No Siasiwa Taukeiaho. So, yeah. No Brett Morris either. Billy Smith came into play. So it wasn't like, a complete rest every single player, but we rested guys. Drew Clutch was 5'8". That he was. Drew Hutch, how clutch. Shout out to him. If you're fourth and cannot go up to second, would be versing a very strong minor premier, e.g. 23 Panthers, and can go 5th or 6th but not 7th. Is there a world where you're losing your last regular season game is good? No. No. Because even if you win against... As a knock-on from Brandon Burns, Plath has picked it up. I'm just going to finish this thought. If you win against the team that's at the bottom... you're still only getting to the point where you would have been anyway, losing to the minor premiership team. The only world is like, you know, if you get absolutely so battered into submission that you lose your confidence. But you're going to be where you are anyway. You might as well have a stab, right? Best case scenario. I listed 3 guys reckless, Ollie. 3 guys. All right, run there from Conor Lemuelu. Are you happy no 6 p.m. game this week? I'm very happy no 6 p.m. game this week. Donahue, now in the hands of Schneider. Back to find the hammer. Dearden might have been taken out there. Anyway, Asako gets it. Sideline beckoning, and he just takes to the ground. Good stuff. Okay, now in the hands of the hammer. On to find Brad Schneider. Donahue. A short ball. That's what you want. That's starting Gilbert. I think he scored it. I think he scored it, yeah. I think he scored it. He had the line absolutely beckoning. He took on the contact. Atkins has no try, really. I think he got there. This could be yet another instance where the bunker overturns the ref. Why you hate 6 p.m. games? So when I said that I'm happy there's no 6 p.m. game, that doesn't mean I hate them, does it? Orbo rested as well. Yes, Orbo. Correct. Thoughts on Dragons responding to my email about signing Joe Chan? They did? Really? What did they say? Yeah, we've cleared the double movement. Oh no, has it not? Yeah, there it's got there. There it's got there. Yeah, definitely. Come on. No, maybe not definitely, but I think it has. I think it has. The Dolphins are seeing it. I don't think so. It's centimeters up. I think it's grazed a blade of grass. I think it has grazed a blade of grass there personally. But anyway, I think they'll be hard done by if this gets overturned. Look at the Dolphins here saying awarded. Yeah, I think they've given it. Yeah, I think that is the right call, personally. I think that's the right call. Yet again, bunker overturning the ref. Good thing it's there. Try time Fins. I have to agree with the call. I think that it's, you know, we talk about enough evidence to overturn. I think it's really, really hard to think that ball didn't touch the grass somewhere. I think that would be remarkably unlikely, and you don't need to be 100% sure either. So, no, I think that's the call I would have made. I think that's the call I would have made. Right, the refs get so many calls wrong. Well, I don't think they got that one wrong. So therefore, it's objective, and therefore you just disagree with it. It wasn't necessarily right or wrong. His arm is under the ball, yeah, but I think the point of the ball does get there. I think so. Jordan says 100% try. Well, I also don't think that. Oh, Jordan Kahu's stand. Shout out, Jordan Kahu. I don't think it's 100% a try either, but I do think it is a try. And they'll kick from right in front. Jermaine Asako to convert it, and he does. So, it is a 14-point ball game. 6 p.m. game over Monday Night Footy. Don't know if need conference, but it won't hurt, so maybe test it out with New South Wales Cup and Q Cup. Conference is a whole other thing. I'm not in the mindset to get into conference talk today, but I would take Sunday 6 p.m. over Monday Night Footy for sure. Where did you tip Roosters to be at the end of the season? Or where do I currently tip Roosters to be? Probably the same place, actually. I think I tipped us in... no, I tipped us in third, I think, in my ladder prediction video. And I think I would now tip a second, optimistically. I'm thinking... Hopefully we'll get over the Warriors at some point. But if it's third, it's fine. It would be great. Well, not great, but it would be poetic, I guess, to go over to New Zealand week 1 in the finals, given that we started round 1 going to New Zealand. We had a shock loss. It would be nice to get a bit of a revenge opportunity. So, yeah. I think I did have Roosters third. Yeah, I had Penrith first and probably Melbourne second, which isn't ideal. Because I think I had Broncos fourth. Which seems bad, right? Looking now, but they were the premiers, and I don't know if many creators will do reacting to the ladder predictions, but if they do, there were a lot of people saying Broncos will finish first. I think that was the most common predicted team in first place. So, yeah. No, you had Melbourne 4th or 5th? Did I have Broncos 2nd then? Who would I have had in... if I had Melbourne 2nd... So, Broncos 2nd, that's not great. Anyway. So, played there by Tommy Chester, now in the hands of Reid Marnie. Run from Zach Labour. It's still a lot of time left in this game. Cowboys have heaps of time to get back into it, but must be said, they can't let this clock tick down heaps more. Not heaps more. I'm watching it. You're watching the video. I am curious to see what I tipped. Dean, back to find Scotty Drinkwater, now in the hands of Tommy Chester. One-on-one with Herbie Farnworth with a good tackle there from the Dolphins centre. I didn't have Parrott in the 8 in our head. I didn't have Parrott in the 8. I think I had them just outside it. High up in the air. Knocked on, I think, there by Dolphins. Yeah, it's going to be a penalty. Cowboys for offside. They should take the 2 here. They're not going to take the 2 here. No. I've had a bad day. I've had a bad day with the keyboard. It's a penalty.
Thoughts on Dolphins being a team that should get 66 more points?
In this game, optimistic. No, Sharks fans love calling back to that 66-0 game. Hello, Magnetic. How are you going? You have not been on stream for a while, I feel. So it's nice to see you. Why would we take the 14 points down to get back to a 2-score game? But anyway. It's not like the most clear-cut call of taking the 2. That was the other night where they were 8 points down and didn't take the 2. Not Cowboys, or not some other team. But I would take the 14 points down for sure. Okay. Now in the hands of Dearden. Knock on potentially there, Purdue. No, it's called back and No, it is forward. He let it go initially. I think that was knocked back, personally. But they're going to put in a captain's challenge. So it was first Penrith, second Brisbane, third Sydney, fourth Melbourne, fifth Cronulla. Tell you what, Penrith, Roosters and Cronulla, they could all be absolutely bang on. Brisbane and Melbourne, obviously. I thought I tipped Brisbane below, but anyway, evidently you're correct. I think a lot of people would have got those wrong. Alright, so they're referencing the point on the ground where he's touched it. The ball doesn't land in the middle of that line. I don't know if I think it is knocked back, but I don't think that's true. But anyway, knocked back is the correct call. So success. There we go. What was? Sorry. Wait. Yeah, there we go. Charlie successful. You had 1 Panthers, 2 Broncos, 3 Chooks, 4 Storm, 5 Sharks, 6 Finns, 7 Dogs, Raiders, 8, 9 Sharks, 10 Tigers, 11 Eels, 12 Wars, 13 Cowboys, 14 Knights, 15 Titans, 16 Dragons, 17 Manly. I'm very impressed you know that from memory, because I certainly don't. To be honest, I mean, I've had a lot of people commenting saying, oh, those are terrible predictions. They haven't aged well. Aside from, so Broncos and Storm, I don't think anyone saw that coming, but aside from those, maybe Wars for sure, actually. So those, the Wars, Cowboys, and Manly to an extent, because they're going to finish around mid-table. A lot of them, they're either like really, really bad, or actually kind of like very close to being correct. Only a couple of positions off. I'm pretty happy with those, the way it's shaping out. Knock off their Cowboys in the end anyway, so. So George Dragons fan says, I had Wars 11, so 1 spot better than me. Yeah. A minute of silence for the Dogs' premiership hopes, which are mathematically dead. Dean, I'd be curious to know what you mean there with the Discord having a lot of issues. If you could DM me and tell me more about specifically what you mean, I could see if I can fix any of them. No, Manly was a very good prediction. Evidently no. It would be very nice for me if they didn't make the finals, so I can at least be like, well, they went better, but they didn't make the finals, so. Alright, let's be serious. Who put Broncos in the bottom 3? No one. Absolutely no one. I mean, I'll lean into this when I do my reaction video. I did say this is the absolute floor of where the Warriors can finish. This is worst case scenario for the Warriors. And they went pretty much best case scenario. So, yeah, that's why that one looks really, really bad. I mean, that's a brilliant prediction, pandemically, not having Brisbane Broncos making the 8. I think you'd be in a very, very rare class there. So, all right. Finifuaki with a good tackle there. So, it remains a 14-point game, 26 and a half minutes left to go in this game. Putting Broncos at second is worse than Manly. By numbers, yes, but in terms of vibes, I don't necessarily think so. L at the Leaguie, plenty reaction content. Reaction content's okay if you're reacting to your own content. It's using your own work. Anything that makes reaction content bad doesn't apply in that situation. So, all right, kick there from Tommy Didden. Oh, okay. Thanks, Dean. I understand more. You got an issue with Discord, not so much my Discord specifically. Fair enough. You still have hope every other team can be caught being over the cap, giving the Dragons the premiership by default. I would absolutely subscribe to that world. I think that'd be really cool. Didn't call anyone at halftime. No, St. George Dragons fan. Again, I tend to just do that in Roosters games anyway, so yep. Brad Schneider's Germanese. He is indeed a Deutsch-Ease. Very true. See, look at that stat. 13 missed tackles to 35. That kind of tells the tale of the tape, doesn't it? One more Dolphins try, and I reckon it could be curtains. As they get over the halfway line there through Kurt Donahue. Just reading through those predictions there, Tiger. Somewhat similar to mine. You did well with Waz, certainly. Dogs being out the 8 was a good prediction. Other than that, you're pretty bang on. Knights obviously a lot lower than expected. Cowboys being with a spoon is heaps lower than expected. But, yeah, not bad. Not bad. Do you think Hemiso scores a try or not? Just making sure, because this happened last week and I was like, nah, I won't score. No, okay. He has not already scored. It's not likely. It's not likely that he scores, but anyway. All right. So, who's Angus Hinchy? I think I know that name, St. George Dragons fan. I don't think he's a rugby league player, though. Is he? Up to the halfway line here through Jeremiah Nane. So 24 minutes left in this game. They get it to Purdue, who puts it up in the air. Not the longest of kicks. He probably wanted a bit, like maybe 10 more meters on that. The hammer in space. The hammer in space. Gets it up over the halfway line. Doesn't get an offload away. Nor should he have. That was a poor kick in the end from Jackson Purdue. And the hammer does very well there. Herbie should have just backed his speed there. Still going here, Herbie Farnworth, though. Fending away from tackles left, right, and center. Look at this run from Herbie Farnworth. They can't get hands on him. Magnetic says, I'm confused. All but one message I'm sending is popping up, and I've sent that message 3 times, but every other message pops up on screen. I have no idea. I don't know what the message is. Could be some blocked out words that you're using that I don't allow to be used, but I doubt it. Anyway, not sure. Tavita Navahu had a half opportunity there down the side, but good sliding defense from the Cowboys. 2 tackles left here. They are well and truly on attack here, the Dolphins. As I said, I think a try wins them the game. Nikarima. Dummies. Does eventually give it to Max Plath. This will be the last. Plays it. Marshall King. Finds Schneider. Puts a little grubber in behind. It's played out by the Cowboys. Good work there. Was it Sonny Luke? I think it was. To trap that and jump on it. Very good work. That is impressive. It is impressive. I've not seen Odyssey. No. I think it just goes to show like how tough this season has been to predict and how good that is. A side like the Cowboys, for instance, coming in and doing so well. It's good stuff. But you have a lot of... I mean, it's kind of one thing I like about the latter prediction reaction videos. You have a lot of people in the comments being like, how did you get that so wrong? Who in the preseason would have made the same prediction. So, yeah. But it's all engagement. Kick on the last. Underneath it is Tavita Nafahu. Solid catch again. So, I said with half an hour to go, 14 points to the margin. Cowboys can't afford to just let this clock tick down. 8 minutes gone since then. No movement on the scoreboard. It's, yeah, kind of staying that way. Thoughts on Broncos making the finals? Personally, generational run incoming? No. It's nice to see people getting excited, but it's not going to happen. I do intend to see the Odyssey TMC game. for sure. I've got a couple of friends that aren't back in Canberra yet. A lot of us go away for the uni holidays. But once they come back, we're going to watch it together. That's the plan. Bronx have Cowboys in Townsville next week. It could come to an end there. Tavita Defahu in some space. He's got room around him. He's just backing himself. There's support back in field. Lemuelu's there. Bounce. Oh, I thought it was good for the hammer. But Murray Taulagi comes across and saves the game for the Cowboys. The hammer was there. Yeah, Parash, I answered this earlier. I don't think Hammerso scores a try. Looks like your message is coming through now, Magnetic. What do you think of the Gold Coast Titans and never having fans in the stadium? Do you think they need a finals run to have a fan injection? Maybe. I think maybe not one finals run saving that situation, but some hope. I was saying this earlier. If you're a Titans fan, beyond hoping your team wins one individual game, I don't really see how you think your team is going to go on and achieve success. And maybe that means that a lot of people who might be engaged fans are no longer engaged fans. Back there for the Cowboys, that they do recover it. So, good work from North Queensland. So, if they had that hope, maybe then they'd have something to cling on to. It's bold pandemically that you think Brisbane will go on a mad run and make it to, the prelims. That's crazy. Certainly a banger of a prediction if you're correct about that. Alrighty. So 20.5 minutes left to go in this one. 14 points is the margin. They're near the halfway line as they will kick on the last. Dearden, who, I'm going to be honest, maybe been a little bit quiet since, exploding into the start of this game, but the Cowboys haven't had a lot of opportunity, so there's not much he can really do. The benefit to the Titans is a super young spine that hopefully stays there and does together for 10 plus years. Yep, sure. Unlikely, though. We've seen that happen a lot for the Titans, so maybe the fans are just a bit disillusioned. You know what I mean? Alright, we've got a stoppage of play here. It's a bit of blood on Griffin Neem. Sonny Luke was involved there as well. There's a bit of a push and shove. Nothing Alex Troll-like, but anyway. Dragons 14th isn't super bad as a prediction, Tiger Walker. It's not the worst I've ever seen. I need them to get a little bit of a wriggle on here if I'm going to be back downstairs by 6 p.m. Anyway. Yeah, again, to George Dragons fan, if we could stop having references to my family, I would appreciate that. Thank you. Everyone talks about how Messi's the GOAT, but did Messi get try of the year and top try scorer last year? He didn't. Absolutely not. And so that really is the black mark on his legacy. And winning a World Cup doesn't even change that. So I personally don't see the big appeal for tomorrow's game. I think it's to challenge Finns. So they're challenging the decision of knock on. We'll see what the result is here. It would be a really good opportunity. Oh, Grant Atkins does a on the ground. We got that live through the refereeing mic. Let's see, Lukey's hand was around it. Oh, I mean, yeah, I think Herbie looking to offload is what changes this. It has touched Lukey though. Has touched Lukey. I don't think Herbie's knocked it on into Lukey. It's actually like, I wanted to say this about the, I would have said this if I was commentating the Raiders South game yesterday. Yeah, this is going to be successful, I think. Yep. So, it was a try to Xavier Savage that was awarded and then taken off the Raiders because of a knock-on into Cody Walker, whose hand was there, right, on the chest of Xavier Savage, but the ball was lodged between Savage's hand and Cody Walker's hand. And the ball came free. It came loose. And the ruling was a knock-on into Cody Walker's hand because the ball has come free, has come loose, and contacted the hand of Cody Walker. In the spirit of the game, it's a drop ball. You know, I can understand it. Doesn't feel like it should be a try. But I don't know how you could knock on into an object that's behind the ball. You know what I mean? It feels that really... I don't know. You know what I mean? Williams, look, I've appreciated... Sorry, William Smith dislike. I've appreciated your contributions, but I did literally just say, can we stop talking about my family? And I ask you questions about my family. Feel a bit disrespected, to be honest, about that. So I've got to time you out for a bit, please. Thank you. Are we calling it, or can the draw still win? The draw? I don't think we're going to draw. If the Dolphins score a try, I think it's game over. Roosters have a losing record against South since 1908. Doesn't surprise me. Kick high up in the air, looking to try and find Herbie Farworth. Great catch in the end goal. It's going to be 20-meter restart. Chester's done great there. They're often running here, the Cowboys. There's a lot of offside Dolphins defenders, but I think they got just back onside in time. All right, Dearden. Now to find Purdue. Attacker there is Labert. Played there. Luke's in a dummy half, giving it now to find, I think, charging Murray Talangi, who, it's funny, it's been rumoured to be leaving the club. The rumours just didn't really go anywhere. I don't know, maybe something's done behind the scenes, but... Safa, I don't really watch the Matty John show. I used to a lot. Nowadays, I don't consume that much NRL content, aside from making my own. And you know, watching all the games and stuff, so... And following a lot of news accounts on social media and that. I'll read that comment in a sec, Magnetic, because the Cowboys are attacking. Luke in a dummy half. They've got 2 tackles left. They are within 5 meters. Dearden running himself. Doesn't get any luck that time. So one more into this set, and Dearden's out of play. So it's going to be Purdue tasked with it. Purdue gets it. On there to find Drinkwater. Puts a kick up over the top to try and find the wing of Burns. What a catch, Savin and Afahu. And he's going to be forced back in goal. Or is it going to be a penalty? They're clapping. Got a penalty. Penalty Fins for dragging back. Right, so this is it. Can you please check out my channel? Can you please check out my channel? That's weird that wouldn't have come through. But anyway, yeah. So I can do that. I won't do that for everybody that's now going to ask me to check out the channel, because I've got, you know, stuff to do after the stream. I really can't check out anything until later tonight, but sure, I've opened it up in a new tab. That's a very specific request, Lorenzo. You can watch it if you like. I don't have the rights to show that game even. So, all right, one there from Marshall King. Do I have? No, I probably don't have the rights to show that. That's a really interesting question about copyright law. No, well, because it's about X number of years on from the death of the author. But who's the author of that game? I wonder. Anyway, all right, played there. In the hands of Brad Shutter. Puts it high up in the air. Again, could have used another 10 meters of length there. But anyway, not back there by the Fins. Cobbo knocks it back again. And it's going to be recovered there by Nene, who maybe knocked it on into a Dolphin. I don't think he did, but that was a bit of a loose carry. Anyway, that is the ruling that he did not. I agree with that call. I had the Wise third, but that's undone by me having Knight Spoon. Yeah, I just don't think they were going to win the Spoon. I was like, new coach. It's not necessarily... And new 5/8 as well, new halfback. Oh, knock on their Burns, I think. They weren't going to win the Spoon in my mind. I'm not doing a stream tomorrow for the World Cup. Nah, I've never streamed any sport other than Rugby League, and I'd want to keep it that way. I'm going to go out to the uni bar here at 5 in the morning, so it's going to be fun. Let's go. I love copyright law discussions in my Rugby League channel. This is something I say to other creators a lot, and I'm not very good at adhering to it myself. People come to you for one specific thing. When you're a Rugby League content creator, they come to you for Rugby League. At least, you know, the wider audience do. So, got to keep it on topic. Are you streaming all games next week? No, because the Raiders are playing at home again on Saturday, so I'll be out at the Raiders game on Saturday. But should be the same as this week. Should be Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Which kind of... Coming into this season, that's all I was going to do anyway. I was going to take the Saturdays off because the 3 games were killing me. I sort of just sucked it up and accepted it. But anyway, that's the way it is. I can't make a Rugby Union channel because I don't really like Rugby Union very much and I know nothing about it. So, yeah. All right, on there to find Morgan Knowles. What's your opinion on the Dog Olympics? It's a season of events with dogs and other people. I host it, and it's really fun. Well, I don't really have an opinion on it, but that sounds very cool. I'm glad that your dog's doing well in it. Hopefully Raiders lose on Saturday against the Tigers. I'm sure you hope that. I don't think they will. Marshall King gets it out to find Schneider. Back to find Nicarima. Now the Hammer gets it, and we'll just accept the tackle there. Well, I mean, the advantage has certainly disappeared there, so he's well entitled to have another go. We cannot bring back the Bondi Beta. I've said that a few times. I don't remember the login details for it. Now in the hands of Brad Schneider, high up in the air. Underneath it is going to be probably Farnworth, the closest. He doesn't jump up for it. Is happy to just keep the Cowboys down that end. Again, so I said with half an hour to go, the score is 24-10. North Queensland can't afford to let this clock tick down, and they have let it tick down to the point where they need a point a minute. Do you live in Sydney or Canberra? Canberra, primarily. I go to uni here, but I spend a lot of time in Sydney with my family. Yeah, Kalani, I never made a YouTube channel called the AFLE. I think someone else did, but I never actually made the channel. Should GIO Stadium be upgraded for more supporters? Would be really cool. Not even necessarily more supporters, would be cool, but the facilities there are just not good. A more modern stadium would be great in the nation's capital. So, yeah. Why do you make it separate streams when there's multiple games on one day? Packaging. And optimize the packaging a bit more. So that when, let's say someone came along today for just the Dolphins and Cowboys stream. Back in the day, they'd be seeing Dolphins Cowboys, but they'd also be seeing Titans Seagulls, my logo, all sorts of things. Now, you type in Dolphins Cowboys, my thing will come up. You see the Dolphins, you see the Cowboys. It's a lot more targeted. And there's a good feature on YouTube that's allowed me to do it, which means that when I end the first stream, it automatically redirects viewers to the next stream. So it's basically one stream in effect. It's good. It's good. All right. Brad Fittler's son plays schoolboy rugby or something, doesn't he? Yeah, I think he signed with Waratahs. All right. Run from Marshall King. It's not a 6 again. That is the ruling there. He tried to get 6 again. That's for sure. It ended up being a good run, though. Ended up being a very good run. All right, now in the hands of Tommy Flagler. Brad Fittler's coaching the Wallabies next year. I don't think that's true. Unfortunately, I think it might have been misinformed there. Schneider puts the ball high up in the air. Underneath it is Murray Talangi with a solid catch there on the 10. Cowboys need a good set here, though. They do. They can't afford, and that's the way it's been going, just going set for set, just getting to the kick. The clock is not going to allow that for them. So... all right, Chester with a good run there. That's a great run up to be on the 40. Needed that, did the Cowboys. On the 3rd now, Drinkwater picks it up, gets it to Dearden. Won't pass on. Oh, Flagler, that's high. That's high. He went low, Tommy Dearden. But that's a flashpoint. That's a flashpoint in this game. Penalty Cowboys. How good are these animations, by the way? I'm going to put it up again, but really happy with how those have turned out. That's sick. Alright. Then why do you not support Raiders? Because I'm born in Sydney. My dad's a Roosters fan. I've always been a Roosters fan my whole life. I only moved to Canberra 5 or so years ago. So, yeah. That's why I'm a Roosters fan. Alright. Tabaloto will play it here. They're in attack. This is such an important set in this game. And they do get 6 again there. The North Queensland Cowboys. Purdu there. Gets it on to find Ruben Cotter. The Hurricane, as they call him, because of the old boxer Ruben Carter. Shout out, fun fact. All right, Luke on to find Dearden. Now for Hylam Lukey. Takes a tackle there for Nicarima and Herbie Farnworth. On now to find Dearden. Back for Tamalolo. Halfway through the set now. They haven't thrown a heap at the Dolphins, but let's see if they can strike in these last few tackles here. Luke goes back the other way. Oh, through himself. I think he might have bounced it. It was on for him. It was on for him and worth a go, but I think he's bounced it here. I think he's bounced it. Let's see. I think the live ruling here from Grant Atkins is correct. I think he's unfortunately bounced this. It's the closest I've got to scoring a try for a long time, though, the Cowboys. Luke reached out. I mean, it was knocked out by Knowles, for sure. Intentionally. He definitely plays at the ball. This is live ball, by the way, and Knowles... They do! This is a try. This is a try. Surely not a try? I think it's a try. Knowles absolutely knocks this ball out. That's Dolphins knocking the ball back. This is a try. In my opinion, this is a try. Yeah. It's not a penalty try, it's a try. WTF says, why are we even reviewing this? That's why we're reviewing this. That's why we're reviewing this. Oh, Daniel. Daniel Zamet it is. So Ivan Milat's actual name is Daniel Zamet. That's good to know. That's a try. Every day of the week. Kind of funny how you just came in and said that, and then I said, back it up, and you left. Coward. Cowardice, that's what that is. Try time Cowboys. Wow. Yeah, that's alright. William Smith is like, no harm done, no dramas. Wow. I think that's the right call for sure. Someone said something. Oh yeah, we stream NRLW games next Sunday. I think be able to. I'll try to. Alright, kick here from Scotty Drinkwater. Converts it. 8-point ball game. 8-point ball game. I think Daniel's going to disappear again, by the way. Before popping in maybe later with another burner account. Brave. Very brave. Guys, that was a howler. Oh, mate, you wait. You wait to see people saying, how is that not a knock on? He has the ball and he loses it forward. How is that not a knock on? That's what you're going to see them saying. That's what you're going to see them saying. Alright. You know, it was funny. I was going to... You know the video I made last week about seeing the bunker correctly overturning the ref and all that? I was like, I can't really make that now. It's the last day. I can't start paying attention now.
Pepsi Max sip.
Today, I think it's happened about 6 times that the bunker has come in and overturned the referee's call. It's been massive. Absolutely massive. Yet another correct call by the bunker that the ref said was no try. Yeah, another overturned try. Exactly, Reckless Ollie. It's been a lot. I wish I kind of kept a bit more attention.
Pandamelically just redeemed changed the background color. A nice maroon, please, leg man.
Maroon's super hard to do. It's kind of like I could do red and I can do purple and pink. I'll try my best. We've got a catch here by Griffin Neem, and I think it's knock on by Cowboys there. That's maroonish. That's the best I could do for maroon. I remember when some guy AI generated a GIO redesign on Capitol Hill around the something stadium. I don't really know. I mean, I know what you're trying to say there. I don't know what you mean by it, but anyway, I posted it on Reddit, and some media bloke said, yeah, it wouldn't work at all, but would be iconic. Yeah, on the I know the hill. People that aren't from Canberra won't know the hill. It's way too small for a stadium. Way too small for a stadium. Pretty decent, to be fair. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right, 8 minutes left. 8 points the margin. Dolphins with the ball in hand, though. That's what they want. Finafuyaki with a good run there. This game is everything that it was ramped up to be. Molo with a run. It's just massive. Massive. Daniel has disappeared again. How brave. I was going to give him a chance to say something else, but no, I'll go and ban him now. Unless he was timed out by one of the mods, which is maybe more likely. No, he wasn't. What a stallion. All right. Run there from Drinkwater. Now on from Dearden to find Chester. Great tackle, Nicarima, but he does get an offload away here. So they're going back towards the other side here. Burns. There's not a lot of structure to this play, but it's kind of working out for North Queensland. Kind of working out. I have collabed with Winston in the past, rugby NRL game. We did a Rugby League 26 video together. How did that get awarded? That's a correct call. That's a correct call. Knowles is playing at the ball. Knowles has knocked that backwards. and then Cowboys ground the ball in the end goal. I think it was Leaguie who scored it. He super good work from him to ground the ball in the end goal. You know what I mean? Because that's brilliant. Brilliant eyes up footy. Storm on top says you banned me for no reason. Not true. I actually banned you for spamming. I timed you out for 10 minutes. That was the reason. Great take to Vita Nafahu. 6.5 minutes left. And the Dolphins are coming out of their own end here. An error would be very, very costly. But, again, for the Cowboys, possession is just in the wrong hands right now. Now we see why they should have taken the Cowboys, not going to lie. Look, they don't call me the Leaguie for no reason. I'm just putting that out there. Kind of true. Kind of true. What would be the final score? This, I think, to be honest, I think is the most likely one. Yeah. You sound NZ. I am not from NZ. I have never even been to NZ. You know what's funny? So the user is called Jordan Kahustan, but I read it like a country. So it's like Jordan Kahustan, like Afghanistan or Kazakhstan. Jordan Kahustan. Brilliant. Like, I would go live in Jordan Kahustan. If Jordan Kahustan was a country, I am there with bells on. Absolute bells on. That's absolutely my kind of vibe. Odds we get through this game without a bunch of robbed comments in the NRL final score post, 0. Absolutely no chance. There is... You know how they say non-zero chance? It's Cowboys.com. You know how, they say non-zero chance? This would be a 0 chance. It's not a non-zero chance. Jordan Kahustan says, he deserves a country greatest Bronco ever. I love your love for a relatively niche NRL player. I know it was a very solid winger back in the day, played a lot of games, but I think there'd be a lot of people in the chat who aren't overly across the existence of Jordan Kahu, so I think that's cool. I think that's really cool. 4.5 minutes to go. Still 8 points the margin, and it's Dolphins ball. Molo, sorry, not Molo, the hammer. What the hell? I just saw the big hair and I was like, that's Molo. It's definitely not. Definitely not. 6 more there. They got a wake-up call against the Sharks, and they woke up to this contest, that's for sure, against a red-hot Cowboys side who would have loved to win this with their top 4 chances. Instead, looks like Dolphins have got the ball down. Farworth still going here. It's done so well there, the English centre. Still going. Leaguie Bears will win the comp next year. Maybe New South Wales Cup, if that's the one you're referring to. Hello, someone top. How are you going? Knowles with a hit up there. I need to read what WTF just said. Nick Rebo with the run. Here we go. Max Plath with it. Dummies through. He's going to get there. He's going to win it for the Finns. Finns are well and truly up. They were not yet. They were not last week after one of the most egregious moments in Dolphins history. That 66-0 loss at home in Redcliffe. They come up here against a very informed Cowboys team and get the job done in such an important game with Plath, the psycho Plath, putting the icing on the red and gold cake. Game well and truly over. You know, someone said, I didn't get the score right, but someone said in the last game, do you know Ball do a score prediction? And I think I was like 22-12, and I was like, oh, that's too low. I think I said in the end 28-12. They'll kick this, so it'll be 30-16. Not the correct call, but not bad. It will end 30-16 Dolphins. I tipped 28-12 Dolphins. Bit of knowledge from myself, but anyway. At the Leaguie, you have reached your word limit for today. You may now only communicate through blob language. 28-18. Okay, well, 30-16. I was 4 points off. A North Queensland conversion and would have been nice. I'll take me 4 points off though. That's a banger of a prediction. Assuming that there's no more points scored in this. Good work, Maxi Plath. I need to be downstairs in 4 minutes. As in, not in a green suit and tracksuit pants. So this is for Jordan Kazakhstan. Just envisioning a Grand Marble Central Asian type capital square with just a big photo of Jordan Kahu on the Capitol building as the dictator and like 500 Jordan Kahus running around. I'd live there. I'd absolutely live there. Rugby NRL guy says, my cousin is Hudson Young. I thought you were coming in before saying that you were related to Keelan Ponga somehow and you were dating an NRLW player. That was you. Seems a bit of a coincidence. Anyway, I didn't know all these people were related. The Cowboys are going to win the premiership guy is going to vanish off YouTube for another week, lol. Who said that? We're not talking about C Phantom, are we? He's never genuinely thought Cowboys are winning the premiership. Well, you would have 2 points. You would have 2 points off if the Cowboys took the 2. True. And they should have. They absolutely should have. So, there we go. Just saying. Just putting it out there. Like, is this a little bit rogue? Sure. But in the end of the day...
Of ball knowledge.
Little bit. It's not a bad prediction. Certainly not a bad prediction. Unless more points are scored. That wouldn't be good. Now in the hands of Nick Rima. Short ball. Oh, no. Oh, no, they are going to score. Not a knower of ball. No ball knowledge. The Dolphins are riding this one home. You've been stitched up. I well and truly have. I went the well and truly early crow on that one. I went the early crow on that one. Oh, no. Still. So Cowboys, what was their result last week? Let's have a little squeeze, shall we? Let's have a little look-see at how the North Queensland Cowboys have been going. They beat the Seagulls by 1. I remember that. Now. So they've been on a good streak. You know, to get through Warriors, Panthers, Seagulls with 2 wins, it's good stuff. Dolphins makes it, 2-2. You'd sort of take that. You consider it par, but Broncos next week in Townsville. Broncos who need to win to keep their chances alive. Super tight game. And actually one where I thought, because I'm going to be out earlier that day at the Raiders game, I thought I might try and schedule that one and see if I can get home in time. I probably could. They then play Roosters in Townsville the week after. Then Titans, then Eels, then Tigers, then Raiders. So really, I remember saying this before, their end of season is good. Titans, Eels, Tigers, Raiders. But Broncos and Roosters, if they there's one way they lose those 2 for sure. If they do, it's going to put things into a bit of jeopardy. But looking at that draw, like even if they lose those ones, they'll be 10-10. I don't think they lose their last 4 games. Or really any of their last 4 games. So that would be 14-10, which I think is 1 win enough. Especially with the bye. You said Kitons? Bro, I've been streaming for 4.5 hours. Let me chill. Yeah, I don't think I believe that Psalm on top because you have to press a keyboard and then send and so that's not true. No need to lie about it, but it's okay. Lying only makes it worse. No harm done. So yeah, anyway. Connolly Labubu's outrageous. I've never heard that one before. I love it though. Good offload from Labubu. I'll find Nikarima. So on a day where the North Queensland Cowboys were well and truly on top early, it is going to be a red wave. A red tidal wave as the Finns do claim victory in this one. It is currently 6 p.m. I need to be downstairs. But anyway, that is all she wrote. I missed the conversion, by the way, as well. It's actually 36-16. Difference 36-16. All right. That's where we will leave this one, ladies and gentlemen. 36 points to 16 it is. Brilliant win by the Dolphins. I said this was such an important game for both of these sides. Given the draw that the Cowboys have, probably less important for them. So it was nice to see the Dolphins get a win in that one. Anyway, I got to go. So that is where we will absolutely leave it. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for hanging out. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.